Hi, this is Abhimanyu and I'm with the cast of Pitchers 2, Arunabh, Vaibhav, Naveen, Ridhi. Hi. Welcome to Hindustan Times, guys.
Hello.
I know it's a hectic time during the promotion of any show, so I'll try to keep the questions as different as possible so that you guys don't get bored and say कि ये तो हम बता चुके हैं 50 बार.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But
yeah.
of course there'll be some obvious questions as well. like you know, it's what 7 years since season 1. So आधा वनवास क्यों हुआ ये Arunabh? You want to tell us like why did it take this long for you guys to return?
आई थिंक यार वही है कि एक तो पहला जब बनाया था तब पता भी नहीं था कि क्या है और बनते बनते बन गया था. उस ज़माने में सीरीज़ नहीं बनते थे. आई थिंक देयर आर मेनी आर्टिकल्स विच से दैट एक्चुअली पिक्चर्स इज़ द लॉन्ग फॉर्म प्रीमियम ओरिजिनल कंटेंट, द फर्स्ट वन. इससे पहले हमने ही परमानेंट रूममेट बनाया था, बट उसके एपिसोड्स कुछ छोटे भी थे कुछ बड़े भी थे, बट दिस वाज सो आई थिंक फ्रॉम दैट पर्सपेक्टिव वीडियो उस समय भी बफर करते थे, 4G नहीं था. अब बहुत सारे कमेंट्स में लोगों ने बोला कि मैं उस समय अपने बड़े भैया से एक्स्ट्रा GB लोग लेते थे ना, डेटा लेते थे लोग, डेटा का तो वो सब जमाना था यार. एंड इमेजिन देन ट्राई टू एंड देन इट बिकेम सो बिग दैट वी सेड दैट टू हैज़ टू बी बेटर. एंड बेटर में सिर्फ बनाना नहीं यार, बेटर में व्यूइंग एक्सपीरियंस. You didn't have fascinating platforms like Z5 who were such massive platforms reaching out to such large audiences. 4G भी नहीं था, मोबाइल फोन्स व्यूइंग उतनी ज़्यादा नहीं थी, तो वो सारा इकोसिस्टम आने में भी वक्त लगा. और उसके बाद लिखने में तो यार वक्त लगता ही है यार. तो
वो तो क्रिएटिव है, कमर्शियल नहीं है.
तो असली रीज़न तो ये है कि जो एक्चुअल काम होता है उसमें बड़ा टाइम लग गया रिसर्च में. दिस सीजन द एपिसोड्स आर आल्सो 1 hour long.
Right.
एंड द फिनाले इज 75 minutes.
Oh,
तो मतलब और ये काटने के बाद बहुत
very
brutally.
Game of Thrones of you.
हाँ, आधा गेम ऑफ थ्रोन्स बना दिया.
तो
और अगर आप 1 और 2 साथ देखोगे तो हाउस ऑफ ड्रैगन्स भी लगेगा. क्योंकि टाइम
5.5 घंटे का कंटेंट 3 फिल्म के बराबर है. एक फिल्म की स्क्रिप्ट को साल भर लगते हैं, 3 फिल्म स्क्रिप्ट तो यार तो समझ.
ठीक है, हाँ फिर तो मैथ्स आपका बिल्कुल, वो तो कह रहा हूँ obviously can't question your mathematics. Vaibhav, coming to you, how difficult was it to sort of jump onto that tone, because everyone remembers how iconic it was, and you had to recapture that despite the 7-year gap. How difficult was to bring that tonality again?
So thankfully I was part of the first season, mainly as a DOP and music composer back then. But I still remember the basic essence of the show, and that's what we tried to recapture. We kept a very healthy balance of the punchlines, the comedy, and the emotional scenes. At the same time, we tried to offer something new to the audience. So the experience was very interesting, challenging. So it was nice overall.
No, but I think just to tell that even then, Amit who directed the first season, Biswapati who wrote, and so Amit and Vaibhav had a very strong, way of working.
Right.
So Vaibhav's music actually has given a lot of theme even to season 1.
Right, of course.
And matlab music literally defines the literally the tone of the show.
Yeah.
And Golu and Vaibhav had this whole idea of, while I think script के time पे you used to think of music कि अच्छा ऐसा music होगा.
Yeah, we tried our best. Yeah.
And
Golu is Amit Golan.
Yeah, got it.
and so yeah, I think, and this
So it
year
was an extension of that, like from music you went to the music and cinematography, so it's pretty much what a director's work is.
Yeah.
So extended that. Ridhi, how is it jumping into this universe which is so well loved? And of course, I'm assuming you were a fan. If not a fan, you at least liked. So how was it coming into this with a new character, new approach?
I think she had not seen pictures.
I said assuming, okay.
I had seen their other work. I'd
Right.
seen a lot of sketches, and I'd seen a lot of the interviews that they did and everything. So I did see all that. But हाँ मैंने नहीं देखा था fiction show, but I knew of them.
Right.
I honestly got to know, I mean, I was a fan of TVF, and I got to know that the show is so big and so important and so memorable for so many people जब मैंने अपने दोस्तों को बताया था. So I told my close friends about it, and they're not in our industry.
Right,
So they're people who are in jobs and in offices, and when I told them मैं shoot करने वाली हूँ इसके लिए, I'm doing the season 2 of Pitchers. Their excitement was next level. They've started cracking jokes from season 1. They started talking to each other like that, and they're like, oh my god, it's coming back, and they simply forgot कि मैं कर रही हूँ, and that's not important anymore. Pitchers season 2 is
show
coming
वापस आया,
back.
that is important.
That's when I got to know how important and memorable and precious this show is to everybody. So it became all the more special for me to be a part of it.
mean, what was the reunion like? Of course, I know you guys have been in touch and of course you keep meeting and all, but to be on set, to shoot pictures once again after such a long time, what was that like?
Yeah, it was. How do I put it in words? It was actually it was kind of how surreal is too strong a word for it, but I think it was something which kind of I had lost hopes for. You know,
Right.
I yearned for it for a very long time, and then I think somehow I accepted that it won't happen. So system से अब निकाल दिया था, तो अब जब होने लगा तो थोड़ा अनरियल लग रहा
Right.
था.
You're like, is it happening or?
हालांकि I think things had changed.
Right.
Cast and crew, I mean, new people were there all the time. Like Arunabh, Vaibhav, Abhay and I were the only one from the first
From
season.
the first season, yeah.
And Arunabh and Vaibhav were directing, making it. So, I mean, they were busy making it.
Yeah.
They were busy all the time with so many things. So, Abhay and I were pretty much in the same boat.
Right.
So, in fact, I got a lot of time to chill with Abhay this time. So, I feel that I got closer to him like we gelled more as compared to how much we gelled
Last time around.
last time. So yeah, so I think with Abhay, we spoke a lot about it, and both of us were finding it a little unreal, and we would still keep asking if it's really happening.
Such
Like,
में हो रहा है, right.
Because we both of us waited for a very long time.
Yeah. It's been a while, I think.
और हम सिर्फ एक्टर्स थे, तो हम तो डिपेंडेंट हैं, तो चीजें हमारे हाथ में
जब announcement आया था, audience members भी यही सोच रहे थे कि is it real? Because we had also done.
Yeah, because a lot of people would come to me and ask me,
Right.
and I can't explain this to people, मैं एक तरीके से शो का को-फाउंडर हूँ, मेरे हाथ में सब है नहीं, मैं तो डिपेंडेंट हूँ.
Yeah. Got it.
So हम actually
हाँ, investor तो वहाँ है ना.
जीत के हारे वाला ग्रुप. People expect us to know about the future of the show, but so हाँ यार unreal सा feel होता था.
I'll ask the question that everybody is asking you about Jitu's absence and everything. What was it? A creative decision or a logistical decision or him not being available, or was it a combination of everything?
I think it was, it's like it happens with filmmaking. Yeah, it's a permutation, combination, 400 things have to fall in place together at the same time. Part creative, part logistic, part certain choices we wanted to make, and also again saying this that watch till finale, and it's not that somebody is missing or somebody is not. I think so. When we research, we find that it's a very 99% of startups के लिए true होता है कि one of the co-founder goes missing.
Right.
Now goes missing is why we are using it, because that's what we are saying right now. Once you watch the show, you will get to know more. But sometimes they quit. Sometimes there is a difference of opinion. Sometimes there is a big fight. Sometimes one co-founder is fired. Sometimes they come back.
Right.
Sometimes they are on a break due to personal reasons. So there could be any of this. And similar with the personal lives, similar with the track of Manvi who played Shreya's character. And there is one more character who was so very close to Abhay's character Mandal, which is Rastogi ji, played by Gopal Dutt. So इन तीन किरदारों के साथ, and of course Jitu being one of the co-founders, तो उसका वो feel हो रहा है. But I think जब आप show देखेंगे तो आपको पता लगेगा, और hopefully आपको लगेगा कि हाँ हमने कुछ real करने की कोशिश करी. अब वो अच्छा या बुरा लगेगा डिपेंड करता है कि आप इन तीनों चारों में से किसके ज़्यादा बड़े फैन हैं. तो वो है. But we are hoping, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, definitely. Vaibhav, like he also mentioned that the episode length is increasing this time around, and it's on a much larger scale, and much larger because first time nobody expected anything. किसी को मालूम ही नहीं था कि चिड़िया क्या है. No one knew the word OTT or web series in India. Now it has become a commonplace thing. It's coming out on a much larger platform. Did you feel that pressure, or are you feeling it now to sort of live up to Pitchers? B, it's much larger, so it has to go beyond what the first one did. Was that pressure there?
Yeah, definitely it was. In creating the show, in executing it, we had to make sure that not only offering something new to the audience, but one level up in terms of story, in terms of execution, in terms of visuals and music as well.
Right.
So everything is one notch up.
Arunabh, I'll just come back to you one thing. I saw the trailer, teaser, and one thing is like, who came up with Tu Whiskey Hai? I mean, was that trick just to follow up? Because of course, lines from that show have become part of the pop culture. So वो भी एक pressure है to recreate that magic. Of course, इसका कोई science नहीं है. You can't recreate something.
इसका कोई science नहीं है. I think initial beats and jam session में I had this thought that can we do a one-up on it. And I think then we had a writers' room of Prashant, Shubham, Tala, Siddiqui and Garima, and all 4-5 of them used to jam with us. And we also had a bunch of real-life entrepreneurs and actual startup founders in the initial jamming bit. We also had Kunal Sharma, he's a senior from IIT Bombay,
right.
And Gagan, who's a senior and he's a VC. So I think we literally took a lot of real life stories, and then from there, the idea was season 2 is about leveling up. Season 2 is about you've started your work on Dream, but there's a lot of obstacles, a lot of hurdles. Season 2 is about stress. There's a nice sentence that Garima said in one of our writing session, that it's a very unkind world. And it is unkind once you venture on that journey.
I think it shows because season 1 was more about the aspirational stuff.
The romanticism,
now you people are older, so दुनिया की realities सामने आ रही हैं. That's
so अगर आप love story if you take, then falling in love is all nice, hunky dory, rosy. But then after you have to maintain the relationship, then that's where the rubber meets the road. So that is what we wanted to say. And I think then Prashant and Shubham had thought of some things, and then Shubham wrote it, and then this thing came out to Whiskey Hai. And then how do we go about it is also something which Vaibhav had a lot of input on, and Naveen also, that it has to be in a different tone than from the first season.
Right.
Because Naveen is also no longer that,
Exactly.
he's in fact in the trailer you will see he's cutting bhati, kya आप ये फिर से
वो नहीं है, हाँ,
वो नहीं है,
वो dynamic
so and then there is a completely different style that Vaibhav along with his music has done, which you will see in the show. So yes, I think it speaks volumes of what the show is about. The Tu Whiskey, I think.
Ridhi, just as a preparation for your role, of course, it's rooted in reality so much. Did you sort of look up to people from the corporate world, interact with people on how to gather their mannerisms, body language and stuff, or did you look at that?
Firstly, I really dug deep into the material which I got, and I tried to understand and make sense and ask as many questions as I could out of that, because it's important before anything else to be on the same page as the makers.
Right,
that's most important. And then after that, yes, I did speak to Prerna, who's I think Arunabh's friend and also VC, and I spoke to a couple of other people, and I got a sense of their world. I mean, when I'm talking to them, I'm not really listening to what they are telling me as opposed to what they're not telling me. Like there are a lot of things जो intangible होती हैं, which are in between, which you want to say, but you actually mean something, and that's important for.
Right,
it was important for me to pick that, because, of course, what she was telling me on the face of things was important, but I think more than that, I was trying to just gather and understand what it is that makes what she's saying. I mean, you can intellectualize everything and say, I did this and that, but I mean, I tried to do that, and I hope to have retained some of it, and rest, they had a very clear vision of why they, I mean, you've seen a lot of shows now. There are a lot of shows about startups and everything, real life stories which are made into shows, and most of the VCs are men. Most of the people who are doing this sort of job, but they were very keen to have a woman for the same reason that they didn't want to amplify that she's a woman. So that's very interesting.
Yeah, very organic. Yeah.
I mean, organic will be if it comes out and it looks like that, but
at least the intent was.
The intent was very interesting for me, that they have chosen to have this character, and they wanted to be a strong woman or played by a woman who's not really crying about being a woman.
Yeah, there's no tokenism there. It's just very naturally in the story.
So that was very interesting, and I mean, I was just jamming with them constantly. Mostly with Vaibhav, I was constantly like seeking his advice and answers from him on many things. And once we all got together, we had a few sessions of going through the episodes, the scenes. So that sort of thing always helps.
Interesting to switch.
And then we kept improvising on set, so nothing mattered.
Right, of course. That is.
So then nothing mattered, because then I was really feeling like, oh my god.
That is a complaint that all actors have with
No, that's not a complaint.
me and Vaibhav. Not a complaint like this
But
is.
the ad
They were very disciplined. They used to memorize the line, and then when they come on the set,
You improvise.
Achha, by the way, there's a new.
Yeah.
They completely changed.
This is like out of syllabus आ गया ये. मैं prepare इतना किया
It's
था.
okay, but I mean,
मैंने छोड़ दिया था मेरे पास मैं याद करके कुछ नहीं.
मेरी ट्रेनिंग ही वैसी रही है, you know. I've been trained कि fresh question paper answer वो आते थे सुबह. Okay, so you know my training is good, so bring it on. I was like, okay, let's do it.
Yeah, but we've noticed that very few actors are able to actually do that.
right.
At short notice, do justice to the lines.
Which have
बहुत
been
मुश्किल
given
है.
to them like in the morning.
Yeah.
And also we have few very strong new characters along with Ridhi's coming in. We have Sikandar Khe's character.
right.
We have Ashish Vidyarthi sir's character. We have Ranjani who's playing a woman from STEM field. She's a coder. And all of them had different and I think the one thing that we couldn't get enough time for was a reading/rehearsal.
Right.
Because of rains and a lot of things was happening, but we still had reading sessions we did.
A lot of people were getting married.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think when all of them, the way they submitted to the material, that was very encouraging for us to change lines, not just in the morning but even during the takes.
We got bolder and bolder.
That's like throwing some challenge at the actors.
It's fun.
It's fun. I mean, that's part of the fun.
Yeah, that's what we are here for now. हमें नहीं करनी थी 9 to 5 job, so then
Exactly. That's what.
nothing is structured.
इतना अगर mundane ना होता तो point ही क्या.
Exactly.
Naveen, how difficult was it to get to the beat of your character after, like you said, system से बाहर निकाल दिया था, then it suddenly comes back and you have to play that same character again. But again, time has passed in his life as well. So he's same but not the same.
Yeah, absolutely.
How difficult is to get into that mindset?
Honestly, I approached it as a new material, you know,
Okay.
as a new character. You know, things that were common were recreated by the writers only.
Right,
You know,
right.
like you also see that coin tossing thing in the trailer. You know, so that is still an integral part of Naveen Bansal. But the kind of things he's going through now, his situations, his circumstances, his experiences, they're very different from how they were in the first season. So I didn't really give much thought to that.
Right.
Also, beats wise, we're not very different.
Right,
Naveen
right.
Bansal and Naveen Kasturia, you know. So even if I do something which, I mean, even if I randomly improvise,
It's pretty
it would be
similar.
in the boundaries of
right within
you
the
know,
ballpark, like you
Yeah,
said.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I was not worried about it. I was trying to just you know, make the moments truthful because we were getting lines at the last moment. So those were the struggles I was trying to, and I would eat their heads and ask them. I would ask them to retake it because I was always very unsure of what I was doing. Yeah.
Spoken like a true actor.
Sorry.
I'm saying spoken like a true actor.
I'm a
Never
true actor. I'm a
satisfied.
true
You're never
actor.
satisfied, right?
That's true. Yeah. Never sure and always grumpy.
Arunabh, I'll wrap up with one final question to you, and that is that 7 years have passed. Of course, there's so much excitement. But do you think in the current crowded scenario of OTT where retention span has reduced so much, there's still space for pitchers too?
So you're right. That is one thing which was in nobody's hand, which is the change in external change, and which is I feel it's a welcome change because by law of averages, most storytellers are getting to tell more different kind of diverse stories. When Pitchers Permanent Roommate happened, there was nothing. They were the first and second web series of the country and for TVF, and now literally there are 7 series in a week. So yes, it is for us also. It's nice. It's a level up. It is a too whiskey kind of a feeling कि अभी चढ़ेंगे कि नहीं चढ़ेंगे. But at the same time, and that's where some of the choices to keep it very mature, to keep it slightly serious, to keep it, because that audience has evolved. They have lived a lot more life now, and we wanted to be true to that. So we are hoping that at the same time वो बोलते हैं ना कि वो great stories अगर हैं, अगर हमने अगर कुछ अच्छा बनाया है, if it has moment of truth, तो it will stick. So yeah, we hope we have gone level up in telling it, and at the same time we have not changed ourselves in retaining the core spirit of it.
So तू बियर है से तू विस्की आने में 7 साल लगे, अब इसके आगे तू बर्बन है जाने में और 7 साल तो नहीं लगेगा.
I hopefully not. I think
Champagne.
we have a fabulous partner with us, Z5, and we've done Tripling season 3. We have done another show on entrepreneurship, which is called Sasbu Achar, and it is about an entrepreneurship journey of a woman from Delhi who is 40-year-old, has 2 kids, and she starts a business. So I think in general, I think aspiration की कहानियाँ बनाने में मज़ा आता है हमें. And now with the whole team of Z5 with us, Nimisha, Puneet sir, Ambesh, they've all helped us, कि नहीं यार, you tell this. They gave us all the freedom, all the resources, and they're also saying that this time don't take 7 years. so yeah, we've already started thinking. And,
that's what the audience is also telling you. Don't take 7 years. We'll watch it up जब भी लाएंगे, वो तो है. Thank you for this. Thank you guys. All the best for the show. It was great talking to you.
Thank you so much, Manish.